That's Coach Love.
Y'all doing good?
Yeah.
Good. Well, as I said earlier in the week, the focus needs to be on building on the momentum that we have of doing the things that we've done well and trying to improve on the things that we haven't done so well. And I think everybody's got to trust and believe in to get an optimal level of performance. You got to have high achievement motivation and low anxiety and be able to focus on the things that you need to do that's going to help you today. Not worry about what's going to happen in the future, but what's going to help you today have a better chance to be successful as a player, what's going to help your unit have a better chance to be successful, what's going to help the team have a better chance to be successful. So, talked about playing to a standard. You got to prepare to a standard, you got to execute to a standard, and that's what we're interested in trying to get done this week.
We'll start over here with Ben.
Just curious, do you have any kind of a tradition or routine that you do after a home game? Anything normal?
Well, I go shake hands with every player on the team and every coach, and I go to a press conference and visit with my favorite family of people that I look forward to meeting every week. And then I do a radio show, and then I do a TV show, and I go in the recruiting room and shake hands with all the recruits. And, by the time I get home, all the companies, pretty much settled in, and lucky if I can get something to eat.
We'll go back on the left side with Rainer.
I don't know what would happen if we lost. Hell with bells.
Rainer.
How important has it been for you to have Jalen Hurts become comfortable operating under center, and how do you think his development has been from that position?
Well, I think it's important to him. I think it's important to the offense. I think it's important to our team. When you say important to me, I think I'm just a part of the team here. And Jalen has progressed very nicely, and I thought that probably played his best, most complete game in the last game against Mississippi State, and hopefully we can, build on that.
Come back over to Mark.
Just want to ask, we saw Lester getting some work at right tackle. What can he bring to that position, and also who do you like at right guard this week?
Well, Lester was a tackle for a long time. We tried to make him a guard. The development has been, maybe not as quickly as we'd like. So in order to try to get the 5 best players on the field, we moved some other players, did some experimenting, and, Kervin has done a really good job. And so did, the other guys that played the position. And so we thought maybe we'd look and see if Lester could develop a little bit better at tackle, but he's still playing right guard. So he probably is going to get reps at both of those positions.
Come back on this side with Herb.
Coach, punt returns seem to be an important part of the game for your teams, and I wondered a couple of general questions, not your team, that it seems maybe that punt return men maybe take more chances now than they used to insofar as catching the ball with people close, and also once upon a time it seemed like punt return men maybe weren't supposed to go back beyond their 10 and let it go if it went over, and now you see some people taking it from deeper than that, and I just wondered if you could comment on punt returners.
Well, I can't comment on everybody else's punt returners. I certainly want our guys to use good judgment and understand that the most important thing is possession of the ball, and they should not try to catch the ball in traffic and take chances with the ball. But it's a judgment. A guy's looking at a ball that's hanging in the air for 4.5 seconds, and there's guys running down the field, and he's got to make a judgment as to when the ball's going to get here and when they're going to get here. I think that it may seem that way because of so much what I call rugby punt. The spread punt formation, which looks like kickoff coverage, which probably makes it a little more difficult to hold people up. A lot of the punters don't punt hang time type punts. They punt line drive punts that hit the ground and roll. So in a lot of cases, we're out there trying to not only teach a guy to field the ball when it's in the air, but also to how to play the ball on the ground. And I think it's a combination of the punt change and excuse me, the punt changed, and I think the punters have changed a bit. So I think the whole philosophy of that part of the game is a little bit different than it used to be. We still have our guys play the 10, and if they catch the ball at the 9, I mean, it happens. You're on the 10 and you back up a step because you misjudged the ball a little bit, but you're already committed to catching it. But, you know, if one of our guys catches the ball way deep down in there, that's not really what we want them to do.
Come back over here with Tony.
I want your opinion on J.K. Scott not being one of the semifinalists for the Ray Guy Award.
Look, I'm not here to criticize anybody or anything like that. Everybody's got to make their choices based on whatever their criteria is. But, you know, in my opinion, you know, J.K. is maybe the best punter in the country in terms of what he does for our team. You know, his average, his consistency this year, his hang time, you know, and our coverage unit has been better in that regard. And, you know, I think we're, you know, in the top 1, 2, or 3 in punt, net punt, and all that, you know, in our conference, which, you know, speaks highly for, you know, the job that he's done. He's got good operation time. So, you know, that's my opinion. And it's not a criticism of anybody else or saying what anybody else should have done. I have respect for all these people who make these decisions, but, you know, in my opinion, I think he's one of the best punters in the country and certainly one of the most valuable guys on our team.
2 more, Michael, and then Alex. You guys were revamping your offense and adding some of these new things, the pop passes. Which programs did you study the closest?
Well, I think that, you know, we visited a lot of different places. We had people come here. You know, we had Tom Herman come here from Ohio State after we played them in the playoffs. You know, we visited TCU. We watch a lot of film, and we obviously see a lot of things like, in some cases, that we do now that are difficult to defend, that we discuss as a staff. Sometimes we implement it, sometimes we don't. But I think the thing that, you know, we have to be really cautious of, that we've done a pretty good job of, is you just can't put new plays in without doing a tremendous amount of research. Because you have to have all the answers. They're not going to stay in one defense. Everybody's not going to stand right there. They're going to angle, slant, blitz. You got to have all the answers. And I think that has been something that we've done a really good job of with our offensive coaching staff.
Finish up here with Alex.
Remember you said earlier in the season that, you know, for Jalen's progress, you kind of limited how much of the field he can read and make decisions. Where is he in that progress, and how much of the playbook, or maybe even the field, is he allowed to kind of take advantage of?
Well, first of all, that's not really kind of what I said. I said that, you know, guys got to know whether it's middle of the field or split safeties and which half of the field that he works on versus what he reads in the coverage. That's how most passing games are built. It's not what we allow him to do or not allow him to do. We're trying to get him to do that very effectively. He is getting better and better and better at it. And, you know, I think it was a good indication of how he played in the last game, you know, the progress that he's made. We have to trust in the quarterback that we can get the ball to our skill guys, and he's going to get it to them effectively in the right places and the right time, so that we can make explosive plays down the field. So I think we're making progress in that area, but we're continuing to work on it every day.
Thanks, Coach. All we got.
All right. Thank you.